Most men believe respect is something you have to earn through confrontation, dominance, or proving yourself against others. They think respect comes from being the loudest voice, the toughest fighter, or the most aggressive competitor. But Sigma males understand something profound. True respect isn't taken. It's given freely to those who don't need it. Today, we're exploring 5 ways Sigma males naturally command respect without fighting, arguing, or demanding it from anyone. This isn't about weakness or avoidance. This is about power, so authentic that it speaks for itself. Method 1. Competence that can't be denied. The most powerful form of respect comes from being undeniably good at what you do. While other men are talking about their abilities, the Sigma male is quietly developing skills that make arguments unnecessary. Ever noticed how true experts rarely have to convince anyone of their expertise? When your competence is genuine and deep, it creates what psychologists call automatic authority. People instinctively defer to someone who clearly knows what they're doing. Most men try to gain respect through performance, showing off, bragging, or competing openly. But competence-based respect comes from results, not presentations. When you consistently deliver quality work, solve complex problems, or demonstrate superior skill, you trigger an unconscious response in others. They begin to associate you with reliability and excellence, the foundation of genuine respect. You become the person others come to when they need something done right. Your reputation spreads through results, not self-promotion. People start deferring to your judgment without you having to assert it. Most people don't realize this, but competence-based respect is self-reinforcing. The more respect you gain through skill, the more opportunities you get to demonstrate that skill, which creates even more respect. When your respect comes from competence, it's immune to politics, personalities, or power plays. Your value is objective, not subjective. The deeper truth? While others are fighting for respect based on who they are, you're commanding respect based on what you can do. And what you can do is undeniable. Method 2. Emotional regulation under pressure. Nothing commands respect like a man who remains calm when everyone else is losing their minds. While others are reactive, emotional, and chaotic, the Sigma male's unshakable composure becomes a source of stability that others naturally gravitate toward. Ever been in a crisis situation where everyone was panicking except one person? That calm person automatically becomes the de facto leader, not because they demanded authority, but because their emotional regulation made them the most trustworthy person in the room. People respect those who can think clearly under pressure because clear thinking solves problems. When you remain composed while others are falling apart, you become the anchor that others need. Emotional regulation signals strength and reliability. It tells people that you can be counted on when things get difficult. This creates what psychologists call crisis authority, automatic respect that emerges during challenging situations. In meetings where everyone is arguing, you're the voice of reason. In emergencies, people look to you for direction. In conflicts, you become the natural mediator, because both sides trust your judgment. Most people don't see this coming, but your emotional regulation often makes you more influential than people in official leadership positions. Title-based authority crumbles under pressure, but competence-based authority grows stronger. Here's what makes this respect unassailable. It's not based on opinion or preference. It's based on demonstrated reliability. When someone proves they can stay calm under pressure, that respect becomes factual rather than subjective. The deeper pattern? While others are demanding respect through emotional intensity, you're earning it through emotional mastery. And mastery always trumps intensity. Method 3. Strategic silence and selective speaking. Most men believe respect comes from having the last word, the loudest voice, or the most opinions. But Sigma males understand that silence is often more powerful than speech, and when they do speak, their words carry disproportionate weight. Ever noticed how people pay more attention to someone who rarely speaks? When you're not constantly filling the air with words, your actual communications become events that people remember and consider carefully. Here's the psychological principle. Scarcity creates value. When your words are rare, they become precious. When your opinions are selective, they become significant. People start wondering what you're thinking, which makes your eventual communication highly anticipated. Strategic silence creates what social psychologists call attention amplification. Because you're not constantly competing for airtime, when you do contribute, you have everyone's undivided focus. In group discussions, you listen more than you speak. When you do contribute, your point often ends the debate or shifts the entire conversation. People start quoting your rare statements because they were so impactful. Most people don't realize this, but your selective speaking pattern trains others to value your input. They learn that when you talk, it's worth listening to. This creates automatic attention whenever you choose to communicate. While others are exhausting themselves trying to be heard, you're conserving your influence for maximum impact. Your communication becomes precision strikes rather than constant noise. The deeper truth? Respect isn't about how much you say, it's about how well you say it. Your strategic silence makes your eventual words impossible to ignore. Method 4. Consistency in principles and actions. While other men change their positions based on convenience, popularity, or pressure, the Sigma male's unwavering consistency becomes a source of respect that others can't replicate or undermine. Ever met someone whose word was absolutely reliable? Someone who did what they said they would do, stood by their principles regardless of cost, and never compromised their values for short-term gain? That person probably commanded more respect than anyone else in your circle. Here's why consistency creates unshakable respect. In a world of flexible morals and situational ethics, someone with genuine principles becomes extraordinarily rare. People respect what they can depend on, and they can depend on consistent character. Consistency signals internal strength. It tells people that your values aren't subject to external pressure, which means you can be trusted to maintain those values regardless of circumstances. Your yes means yes, your no means no. Your principles don't change based on who's watching or what's at stake. People know exactly what to expect from you because your character is predictable in the best possible way. Most people don't see this coming, but your consistency often makes you the unofficial standard by which others measure themselves. You become the benchmark for integrity in your environment. It's not based on agreement with your positions. It's based on respect for your character. Even people who disagree with you can respect your unwillingness to compromise your authentic beliefs. While others are gaining temporary respect through performance, you're building permanent respect through character demonstration. And character-based respect is transferable across all situations and relationships. Method 5. Outcome-focused action over attention-seeking behavior. The final way Sigma males gain respect without fighting for it is through relentless focus on results rather than recognition. While others are performing for applause, you're producing actual outcomes. And outcomes speak louder than any argument ever could. Ever worked with someone who just quietly got things done? No fanfare, no announcements, no credit seeking. Just consistent delivery of quality results. That person probably gained more respect than colleagues who were constantly self-promoting. Here's why outcome focus creates automatic respect. Results are objective evidence of value. When you consistently deliver what others promise, you establish yourself as someone whose contributions are indispensable. The psychological principle: people respect producers more than performers. While performance is subjective, based on opinion, production is objective, based on measurable results. This makes outcome-based respect unassailable. What this looks like in practice: you focus on solving problems rather than getting credit for solving them. You measure success by actual outcomes rather than social recognition. You build your reputation through accumulated results rather than individual moments of glory. Most people don't realize this, but your focus on outcomes rather than recognition often leads to more recognition than people who actively seek it. Results create their own marketing. Here's what changes everything. While others are competing for attention, you're competing for excellence, and excellence always wins in the long term because it creates undeniable value. The deeper truth: attention is temporary, but results are permanent. Your outcome-focused approach builds sustainable respect that doesn't depend on ongoing performance or political maneuvering. Why fighting for respect always fails? Here's why the traditional approach to gaining respect is fundamentally flawed. When you fight for respect, you're asking for it, which immediately undermines the respect you're seeking. When you demand recognition, you're revealing that you don't believe you deserve it naturally. When you argue for your value, you're questioning that value yourself. The psychological reality: respect that has to be demanded isn't genuine respect. It's fear-based compliance. And compliance disappears the moment your ability to enforce it disappears. But when your respect comes from substance, it's given freely rather than extracted forcibly. It's based on evidence rather than intimidation. It's renewable rather than depleting. It's transferable across all contexts. It's sustainable without ongoing effort. Here's why this approach is particularly powerful for Sigma males. Your natural inclination toward substance over style aligns perfectly with respect-generating behaviors. Your preference for competence over charisma creates lasting influence. Your tendency towards strategic thinking over reactive behavior builds automatic authority. Most people don't realize this, but your natural Sigma traits are actually respect generation systems. You don't need to learn new behaviors. You need to optimize the behaviors you already have. The difference between demanding respect and commanding it is the difference between weakness and strength. When you have to fight for respect, you're admitting you don't naturally deserve it. When respect comes to you automatically, you're demonstrating that you do. The question isn't whether you can gain respect without fighting, it's whether you'll trust your substance over your performance, your competence, your composure, your strategic communication, your consistent character, and your focus on results. These aren't just personality traits. They're respect generation engines that work 24/7 without any effort from you. Stop fighting for what you can command naturally. If this video revealed why you've always gained respect without having to demand it, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the word substance and tell me which method resonates most with your natural approach. And if this video helped you understand why your quiet approach is actually more powerful than aggressive respect seeking, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into authentic Sigma power. Remember, true respect is given, not taken. And it's given to those who deserve it, not those who demand it. Until next time, let your substance speak for itself.